All right, folks, this is Harris Sultan, the ex-Muslim atheist, and welcome to another episode of Sultan's House of Sin. Right. Okay, now I just wanted to talk about, this is, I think, a France special. Emmanuel Macron is the only leader who's actually shown some spine. There are some other leaders who are just bending over backwards or keeping their mouths shut, not showing solidarity with France wholeheartedly. But Macron is the only leader who's actually stood up to this thuggish behavior of these Islamist countries. And have a look at this clip from his latest interview with Al Jazeera.
Quand j'ai parlé d'un séparatisme, qu'est-ce que ça veut dire et pourquoi ça correspond à ce que je vous décrivais tout à l'heure? Parce que vous avez des groupes que j'appelle ces extrémistes violents qui agissent au nom de l'islam et en détournant la religion, qui enseignent, expliquent dans le cadre d'associations, en utilisant toutes les libertés et les droits que la République offre, que notre pays offre. Ils enseignent qu'il ne faut pas respecter la France, qu'il ne faut pas respecter notre droit, qu'il faut en quelque sorte sortir de nos lois. Ils enseignent que les femmes ne sont pas l'égale des hommes. Ils enseignent que les petites filles ne doivent pas avoir les mêmes droits que les petits garçons. Pas chez nous. Je vous le dis très clairement. Pas chez nous. Nous croyons dans les Lumières. Et les citoyennes ont les mêmes droits que les citoyens. C'est existentiel. Et donc, jamais, 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 je n'accepterai une association, quand bien même elle le ferait au nom d'une religion, qui pousserait ses droits. En tout cas, qui dirait, une petite fille n'est pas l'équivalent d'un petit garçon. Elle n'aura pas le même enseignement, on ne lui donnera pas les mêmes chances. Parce que ça n'est pas notre droit. Les gens qui croient ça, qu'ils aillent le faire ailleurs. Pas sur le sol français. Donc je dis, ces groupes-là qui, sur notre sol, veulent instaurer leurs droits, séparer une partie de la société, nous devons lutter contre eux, très clairement. Parce qu'ils décident de se séparer. Ce n'est pas contre les musulmans, je vous le redis, c'est contre ces extrémistes violents ou qui ne veulent pas respecter nos droits. Parce que c'est la clé pour protéger les Françaises et les Français, et en particulier ceux de confession musulmane. Parce que je ne veux pas qu'une petite fille, parce que ses parents croient dans l'islam, ce qui est tout à fait leur droit en France, se retrouve à être prise par une de ces associations et à être ainsi, en fait, maltraitée sur notre sol. Ça, je ne peux pas l'accepter. Donc, quand on a parlé de ce mot séparatisme, ça n'est pas contre quelque religion que ce soit, mais contre l'utilisation au nom d'une religion de certaines pratiques. Et on a d'ailleurs cité d'autres pratiques qui existent aussi sur notre sol et qui sont le fruit ou d'autres religions ou d'autres groupes.
Wow. I mean, looks like he's been watching some ex-Muslim stuff. He said, they tell us, these Islamists tell us that a woman is not equal to a man. Exactly. That's what we say all the time. And that's what they say. Quran says that. Your statement is worth half of that of a man. A man is allowed to have 4 wives, not the other way around. Women are supposed to be at home. Women are supposed to cover up, but not men. We know that. And that's exactly what he's highlighting. This is something that every Western leader should do. This is something how every Western leader should speak. He's saying, I mean, these are not our values. These are not French values. And these are not British values either. These are not American or Canadian values either. But why are their leaders? Why don't they have a spine to talk like Macron? And follow Macron. Well, not that my followers will have much of an impact. But we need to support Macron, as no amount of support would be enough, because this is the only Western leader who's actually showing spine, who's looking in the eyes of the devil and saying that no more. We're not going to buy your nonsense anymore. And this is what he calls Islamic separatism. And this is the bill that we're waiting for. In December, he's going to table that bill, which is going to target these people who have this separatist, they have this parallel system they want to run. Okay, women should behave like this, girls' testimony, blah, blah, whatever. The typical usual stuff that Islamists teach. Wife beating is fine, all of those things. He's going to target that. He's going to target foreign funding coming into French mosques. He's going to target or the foreign trained imams that come to France and train French imams. That's Those are the things that he's targeting. And this is something that he's a very, very brave person. And I think everyone should stand by it. Everyone should support him. And rest in the other. You know, we thought that Boris Johnson would talk like that. We thought Trump would speak like that. No, these guys haven't. Macron has shown more courage, more spine than any of the Western world leader. And on a scale that we haven't actually witnessed in modern times. So, and he knows this is what's happening in his country. Look at this. They do this just to intimidate people. In Muslim countries, you know, as I showed you how temples are being destroyed, churches are being destroyed, girls are being kidnapped. The minorities in countries like Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, they are living in absolute fear all the time. Hence, India introduced CAA, which meant that all the persecuted minorities can come to India. But in foreign countries, in Western countries where there's Islamophobia, where they're being persecuted, this is how they behave. They block roads, prey like wild animals, and block roads. And then they still cry Islamophobia. They still say, we're suffering. I mean, there's just absolutely no shame. These guys have got absolutely no shame. And then on top of that, as I said, they cry. They talk about being victims. The only time they were victimized was when there was a terrorist attack on a mosque in Wellington, Christchurch, New Zealand. That was it. Most of the times, the shoe is in the other foot. And as we've seen in recent terrorist attacks in France. All right. So there is a super chat that apparently I missed. I'm really sorry. Let me see that again, guys. Okay, so Harris, sir, did you see the article by the Associated Press in France? Now, world will understand why BJP supporters in India call some press as secular or prostitutes. Soon they will say. I haven't read that. No, I haven't read that article, whichever article you're talking about. So no, I don't know. I'm not going to draw parallels yet. But as I said, we've already acknowledged that we already know that why Hindutva is rising in India is because they have been marginalized for far too long. We know that Congress has never been truly secular. This is not secularism in India. I accept that. I accept that if Muslim minority in India liking this secularism, then there's something seriously wrong with this secularism. Because this is, yeah, maybe it is secularism. I don't know. To help me produce more videos like these, support me on Patreon or PayPal.